And I call this meeting to order. First order of business would be to have me named as acting chairman for today's meeting only. And may I hear a motion to have Paul Farnsworth, the convener and acting chairman for today's meeting, please.
I'll make a motion. This is Todd Johnston, public member, to nominate Paul Farnsworth to be the chairman of today's meeting only.
And I'll second that. Peter Kaluzdian, Unlimited Contractor.
Okay, thank you. And we can have a voice vote on that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries, and Paul Farnsworth will be convening this meeting, and we'll move directly on to the first order of business, which is review of previous meeting minutes. And that's the review of the June 20th, 2024 elevator board meeting minutes. Why don't we take a moment just to flip through those, and then after a moment, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted, or you may want to approve the minutes with some additions, deletions, or corrections to those minutes. Okay. Has everyone had a chance to review those? And are we ready for a motion regarding the minutes from the June 20th meeting?
Chairman, I've reviewed the minutes. Peter Kaluzdian, I make a motion to accept the minutes as recorded.
Okay. Do I hear a second to that motion?
Seconded, Paul.
Okay. Member Johnston has seconded, and we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, please say aye.
Just a correction, Mr. Chairman. That was Thomas O'Reilly who seconded the motion, not
Okay.
Member Johnston. Yep,
Okay. Thank you for the correction.
not a problem.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any negative on that motion? Any negative votes? And any abstentions?
This is Todd Johnston. I'm going to abstain. For some reason, I'm only seeing the April 23rd meeting minutes. So I need to abstain.
Okay, understood. Okay, the motion does carry, so the minutes are hereby accepted into the record. Why don't we take a moment just to review who's present at the meeting. This is Paul Farnsworth, acting chairman, and let's have board members respond first, and then members of the Department of Consumer Protection, and then any public members of the public that are attending.
This is Todd
Thomas
Johnston.
O'Reilly.
Okay, Todd Johnson, thank you, and you're a public member.
Yes.
Okay,
Thomas O'Reilly, contractor member.
Peter
Okay, thank you.
Clusian, contractor member.
Janita Hamill, Supervising Special Investigator, Consumer Protection Investigations Division.
Thank you.
Pamela Brown, Director of Investigations.
And Rochelle Hyberg, Board Coordinator.
Okay, thank you. And moving to our next agenda item of the Department of Consumer Protection Investigation Division Complaint Status Report.
Good morning, Mr. Acting Chairman. Rochelle's putting it up on the screen. Unfortunately, I'm just returning back to work from being out for a while, and I did not get it to her. She will be sending it out to all of you. For the time frame from May 1st of 2024 through June 30th of 2024, the department did not receive any new complaints. It did close 2. One was from 2022, and it was the consumer complained about the journey person that was out there, and he works for a properly licensed R1 elevator contractor, and was complaining about service work. We received, the inspector at the time that was here received copies of the licenses. Everybody was properly licensed. They also disputed the allegations that the consumer made because it was in an apartment complex, and it was closed because no further action was warranted in that matter. The second file is from 2024, Mr. Chairman, or Acting Chairman, I believe is the proper term. It was closed as a civil matter. There's no jurisdiction. The work was performed out of state, and the monetary issue is a civil matter for that consumer in that state. So that was that. For the time frame of July 1st, 2024 through August 31st of 2024. The investigation division did not receive any new complaints. It also did not close any complaints during that time frame. However, I am happy to report to this board that I now have, with the additional hiring of an inspector in March and one at the in the middle of December, I am now up to 6 occupational licensing inspectors, and we are out making a difference out in the world doing random site inspections throughout the state. We also have done combination site inspections in conjunction with the Connecticut Department of Labor Wage and Workplace Standards Group, where their commissioner and our commissioner have come out on the job site with us to observe us doing those inspections together. And it's worked out quite well for Department of Labor using the trade term wage and hour, and DCP occupational licensing. So those combination inspections have worked out quite well. And like I said, my group is doing its own, or is out there doing its own inspections. So I'm happy to report that. So any questions, Mr. Farnsworth, or from any of your other members?
Inspector Hamill, if I may, call you Janita?
Sure.
We are very pleased to hear about the expansion and success of your division, and that's very promising to know that you're out there enforcing the licensing laws and protecting the health, safety, and welfare of the Connecticut citizens and workers in the process. Any comments from any other board members or any questions?
Yeah, I'd like to, this is Member Kaluzdi, and I'd like to also tell Inspector Hamel that that's good news. They do a good job. And it's a lot easier when you don't have to cover down and fill all those empty spaces there. So that is very good news. I just have one question on the complaints report there. For the issue that was closed because it was on of an out-of-state matter.
Yeah.
How did the person filing the complaint come to Connecticut? Was the Connecticut license used out of state for, I'm just curious how that came to be.
Eh, When companies work out of state, and the consumer has an issue, they come to us because they think the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection is going to come into their state and handle whatever complaint they have with a Connecticut licensed contractor. Unfortunately, we are bound by the boundaries of the state of Connecticut. I can't go into, Connecticut contractor did work in Massachusetts or Rhode Island or New York, or New Jersey. We don't have jurisdiction. It could
Yeah,
be,
no,
it could be it's a nationwide elevator company. And the consumer figures, well, they have a license in Connecticut, so I'm going to go to Connecticut. Because
right.
if I remember correctly, this consumer lady is actually out in California. And it's a nationwide elevator corporation. And it's like, I'm sorry. And the inspector had explained, and I even had to put an email out to the lady explaining, no, the information you got is correct. We don't have jurisdiction outside of the state of Connecticut, and I pointed the lady to, you could try this in California, you could try this in California, you can try this, trying to assist, but,
Yeah,
it'd be different if if she was a Connecticut resident and the California company came in and was doing elevator or stair lift, chair lift, escalator, any type of, elevator related work in Connecticut without a license. All day, every day, we have jurisdiction there.
right. Yeah, no, thank you for the explanation. I fully understand, we don't have any jurisdiction out of state. I was just, because it was an out of state matter, you'd think that they would contact the matter within the state where it happened. It's just odd that it would come back to us. That's all.
Oh, no. It's happened more than once. And for whatever reason, I can't answer that, but I have had complaints where I've had to send back to the complaint center because not only was the work performed out of state, the contractor was from that state, and I still couldn't figure out how they got to us, but I
Right.
sent it back to the complaint center and said, I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with us here at all. So it does happen.
Yes. Okay. No, thank you.
You're welcome.
All set, Mr. Chairman.
Shanita, this is,
Yes.
thank you. I have a question. I know over the years, we've all been concerned because many of the service vehicles or service vans that are operated by elevator companies, both Connecticut companies and out-of-state companies that are licensed in Connecticut, do not properly have the R1 license posted on the van, in the signage of the van. Have you been noticing that, or have your inspectors been noticing that in the field? And if so, have they been willing to make corrective actions to that violation?
I have not been aware. Usually when there's an inspection going on, the staff does look for, we'll ask for business cards. We'll look at the vans in the, on the job site and stuff, when we're
Mhm.
there. And then we will
Mhm.
notify, and we do notify whoever the contractor is on site that, hey, you need to post your license numbers, you need to have it on your business cards, so we do notice them and we do ask them to provide copies that, oh, no, this is a new van and all my others have it, and they take a picture, they send it, and we say, okay, when you get this one lettered, let us know. But I can't say that there's been anything recent. And I also, in all transparency, like I said earlier, I have been out for a couple of months, and I am now just returning, so I haven't been made aware of it, and I haven't seen any information and not received any information from the staff that they're
Mhm.
seeing that. But when we do point it out to the contractor. Um,
Okay. All right. That's a good response. And I think that those of us in the elevator industry can maybe help out by being mindful of these service vans that are traveling the state and verifying. And if so, would you suggest that we file a formal complaint or just a notification with a photograph? Would that be sufficient for your division?
if you're filing a complaint and you're providing photographs, we would appreciate if you use the DCP online complaint uh, format and upload your photograph or your substantiating documentation to the online complaint and submit it that way, so the complaint can be answered formally through the complaint center. So
Mhm.
then it will come back to me to review and to assign for investigation. But please do use it's www.ct.gov/David Charles Peter DCP. When you come on there, you hit it on complaints. And then when you're in our homepage, and you click on the complaints, you would want to go to online complaints, and then you fill it in. If it was to be an anonymous complaint, you can click in the box anonymous, or if one of your members is out on a job site and they want to file an anonymous complaint and they click in the anonymous box, please don't put in the comment section, oh, I have more information. Here's my email address, or here's my name and phone number, call me. Because when we do a site inspection and a related complaint investigation, the person or the company or the party you complain about is going to end up with a letter from us and a copy of the complaint. And now they're going to know who you are and what your phone number is or what your email address is. So anonymous is anonymous, and just put it's this outfit and it's on this job site and it's this address for the job site and this is the GC and it's no license numbers and unlicensed people, and oh, here's some photos, and you upload it that way for us to investigate.
Okay. Thank you for that complete explanation. We appreciate that. Any other comments or questions from board members regarding the investigation division? Janita, as always, thank you for your thoroughness and your professionalism in handling of these investigations and complaints. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to your board members. And if there are no further questions, may I please be excused?
Yes, of course. And thanks again.
You're quite welcome. Thank you all.
All right. See you next meeting. Okay, moving on the agenda to old business. update from Chairman DeRosa on application review conversation tabled for this meeting. And I'm going to ask that Rochelle please put this into the agenda under old business for the next upcoming meeting. Any concerns or comments regarding that? Okay. New business. Why don't we do the PSI test results first? Has everyone had an opportunity to review those test results?
Yes, I was able to review them. I'm looking at them currently.
Okay, it's seems to be a complete report, and you know, quite a few applications were approved and examinations taken, and having the spreadsheet is very helpful in understanding the number of applications and new licenses, you know, that are coming under our jurisdiction. Okay, any questions or comments regarding that report? Okay, moving on to discussion on injuries and fatalities related to the elevator industry. The Elevator, Escalator, and Safety Foundation is putting together statistics for the board, and I am meeting with that group at the annual convention of the National Association of Elevator Contractors on Wednesday of next week. And I will have a full report from the Elevator and Escalator Safety Foundation on accidents, injuries, both related to the general public and also related to the licensed workers in the field that have had unfortunate incidences occur during their course of their workday. So basically, there's a trend in the construction industry where there continue to be accidents and fatalities in general, but we're more concerned with this board on narrowing down the specifics of elevator-related accidents and injuries, and that's why I approached the Elevator and Escalator Safety Foundation to help with an understanding of that. So we'll have that information as a result of my meeting with them next Wednesday, and I'll present that formally in written format and orally to the board at the next meeting. Is there any other new business at this time? Okay, any correspondence? The agenda is telling us none, but has any come in at the last moment? We were made aware of some, and we've dealt with that already earlier in this meeting.
I haven't received anything on my end, no.
Okay, thank you. And how about concerns of any person present today? And we show on the agenda that Board Member O'Reilly followed up on Board Member Griffin's status. And I did hear, as I mentioned, from Acting Chairman DeRosa a little bit earlier this morning, and he is going to be obtaining a formal letter from Board Member Michael Griffin about his resignation. Apparently, at one point in time, Board Member Griffin has submitted a handwritten document that was not properly formatted for acceptance by the Department of Consumer Protection. So that's being adjusted, and Acting Chairman DeRosa said that he'll have that prior to the next meeting. Okay, any further concerns of any person present today?
Chairman Farnsworth, this is Todd Johnston. It's not a concern. It's just for a point of education for myself. And that is there a document that shows the different levels of licensing and the years needed before being able to take the next test, and or information on, if you hold this license, you have to be under this certain other person that has a higher license in order to work at that level?
Yes, indeed. And you're bringing up a great point. And that is that we should distribute those documents to the board just as a reminder and a refresher for those of us that don't comb through the Connecticut General Statutes on a daily or monthly basis, and also the regulations. So I think that's a great point, Member Johnston, that we review that briefly at the next meeting. And so let's agree that we'll make an agenda item to have a brief review of the statute and the regulations and also the policies regarding licensing, and just as an overview. And that could be a separate meeting all in itself, but we'll just have at least the documentation for reference. So we'll have that for distribution, thanks to your question, for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other concerns, comments, questions, observations? Okay. Rochelle, do we have a preliminary number of meetings set up for the next year? Have those been scheduled yet? Do we know?
No, I'm working on the schedules next month, so I will have it all for our meeting in December.
Okay, that would be great. We like to get that into our calendars early so we can plan around that.
Yep, and if I have it ready beforehand, I'll distribute it, but we'll finalize it in December with everyone.
Okay. Are any of the other boards under, similar to ours, the occupational licensing boards meeting in person, or is everyone doing remote type meetings still?
I have a couple that are doing in person. I have a couple that do every other. They do a virtual one month, and then the next quarter will be in person. It all kind of depends on the board and where everyone feels like it's most effective for them.
The other trend I'm seeing is what I now know is a hybrid meeting, where you could have the presence of board members and staff, but also phone-in or log-in members that are remote.
Yeah, currently
So-
our policy is we don't host hybrid meetings. I think that historically there's been more problems than there were benefits with the hybrid meeting. So right now we don't offer that as an option.
Okay, I know we've been discussing having in-person meetings again over the last several meetings and informally. Do any of the board members present today have any comments on their feeling about that? Are you satisfied with the remote? I know we reluctantly went to remote during the COVID times when we had no choice, but are the Are the rooms available for meetings at the main office in Hartford? Is that still a
Yeah,
possibility?
yep, we have meeting rooms available at 450 Columbus.
Okay. Okay, well, that's something we can be thinking about, and let's plan on further discussing that at our next meeting.
Chairman,
Okay.
I would just like to make a comment that it's very convenient for me to be able to do this remotely. But if it's deemed more important to meet in person, I certainly can do that.
Okay, good
Also,
comment.
Paul-
And yes,
Feel the same way about remote meetings. They are very convenient for me. As a matter of fact, I'd probably find it very difficult to attend in person, given my current work schedule.
understood. Okay. All right. Well, both excellent points, and attending in person could end up taking the majority of a busy day that you could otherwise be doing other things, and not having to overcome any other obstacles to get to Hartford and so forth. Okay. All right. Points well made. Okay. Any other final questions to be discussed in front of the board of the elevator board today? Okay. Hearing none. Let's entertain a motion for adjournment.
This is Todd Johnston. I'll make a motion for adjournment.
Thomas O'Reilly, I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor, please indicate by a voice vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And hearing no negative vote and no abstentions, we'll call this meeting adjourned and see you all remotely at the next meeting of the board as scheduled by Rochelle when she puts that schedule together for us. Thank you, everyone, for attending the elevator board meeting today. And by all means, if there's any need to, please reach out to Acting Chairman DeRosa or myself with any questions or comments that are appropriate. Thank you very much, and everyone have a good day and a good rest of the week. Take
You
care.
too. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. You as well.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.